All right, I clicked it.
All right, he clicked it. Yay! It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we are back. We are doing our live broadcast from our beautiful home.
From the comfort of our home, finally back from Las Vegas.
Yes.
Oh my God, what a trip that was.
Yeah, we were out there a week and a day. It was really nice.
It was. Let's just kind of give everybody the overview of that real quick.
Sure.
So, all right, so we weren't for sure we were even going to Las Vegas because, Pat had this little, hang on, let me get comfy here.
He's getting comfy.
Hang on here. Get scrunched around. And anyway, so.
He was all paranoid about me flying.
Well, Pat had a little arrhythmia issue come up.
Hi, Amanda.
About a week before. And so anyway, so I was kind of nervous about it. Like, what's going to happen? What if? Are you going to die? And so I was concerned. So anyway, so the doctor's like, no, don't worry about it. You're perfectly fine to fly. So, we no sooner get to Las Vegas. What, Lucky?
This is what our dog does.
Oh, hang on. Lucky's having an attack.
Get down. This is what we go through with our 12-year-old dog.
Yeah, he gets a little grumpy sometimes.
He gets cranky.
So anyway.
Sorry.
So we no sooner get to Las Vegas and we go straight to someplace to have lunch. Pat's like, checks her little, heart rate thing. And she's like, my heart rate's like whatever it was.
157.
157 or
resting.
Something like that.
Like,
while we're sitting there relaxing, having lunch. So I'm like, oh, here we go. So we ended up actually going to the emergency room. But was it the first day we were there or the?
Actually, we were there Thursday, Friday,
it wasn't
Saturday,
the first day.
Sunday, and then it was Monday, and we checked into the Cosmopolitan. It was actually Monday. It was Monday before the conference.
That's right.
It was Monday before the conference began.
Which, of course, freaked everybody out. But we had an awesome time. We went to Death Valley, which was amazing. That place is just, it's humongous, too.
And Valley of Fire.
Went to Valley of Fire. We went to 2 different ghost towns.
Rhyolite.
Those were awesome.
And Nelson.
And you guys are obviously Facebook friends with us, or else you wouldn't be seeing this. So, actually, some people are going to see this on YouTube. So
that's true.
Anyway, we've got a whole bunch of pictures posted on our Facebook pages, and hopefully we're friends on Facebook. And sorry, I'm distracted. Lucky's walking around like, what? Why am I down here now? So anyway, we went to all these ghost towns. We did a ton of hiking. It was awesome.
And I felt great.
Felt great.
I did.
And then, boom.
And then crash.
Had another little episode. But, everything's good. You're in good shape. You feel fine.
Yes.
It's nothing life-threatening or anything. So that was actually a good thing.
Yep.
That I think we realized that you can have one of those episodes and everything's going to be okay.
That's right.
We don't have to worry about you
dying
unexpectedly. And
we left both of those hospitals pretty quickly. I signed out against medical advice. And then
let's not name the hospital.
No, we won't.
Okay.
And the nurse that was there says, I don't blame you for leaving. It's like, what? As I'm signing out, he goes, I don't blame you for leaving.
Yeah.
It was awful.
The next day we're talking to one of our NextHome friends who actually lives there.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what hospital did you go to? And we told him. And
he's like,
oh my God. He goes, no, we don't show people that side of town.
It was awful.
Because we don't let tourists go over there.
No, it was terrible.
It was funny.
It was funny.
But the NextHome conference, oh my God, we learned so much. I'm speechless. So why don't we start off with some of our favorite takeaways from the NextHome conference? Because in addition to a lot of real estate trends and a lot of things that are coming up and with our company and things like that, a lot of it was just good old-fashioned motivational,
very inspirational
things to improve yourself and improve your life.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, do you want to start off with one of your favorites that you got?
So I love the hashtag. It's humans over houses, and that to me really
says it all.
That says it all. Hashtag humans over houses, and that really says it all. Like, we're very relationship oriented, so that's it. It's the human perspective and the human relationship over the deal. And of course, that's how Chuck and I run our business, is that way anyway. So that to me was a really, really big takeaway, was,
Mhm.
you're going to see that hashtag everywhere. Hashtag humans over houses.
Yeah, you're going to see it from all of us NextHome folks.
Yeah,
anyway.
all the next homies are going to be using that. Hi, Zena. Hi, Sarah.
I've got a
Thanks for
comment on
joining
that
us.
too, because
Yeah.
in our industry and a lot of industries, everybody's kind of freaked out about there's a lot of automation, artificial intelligence,
Mhm.
online services, and particularly in our line of work, a lot of people are kind of freaked out about it. But when you got some emotional questions, you just got off the phone with one of our clients. He had some questions. He needed answers like right now.
Yeah, he was.
And, he was worried about something.
Yeah.
And, you can't just ask the website.
The human touch, to me, will always absolutely necessarily be there. No matter, people talked about millennials going on, looking everything up online. But we've had a lot of millennial clients. And the human touch is still important, meaning they're not really going to buy a house online. They're going to go, they want to see it. They're tactile. They want to feel it. They want to get a sense of the neighborhood. They want to smell it. They want to do everything that is a human.
You don't want to smell some of these places.
That's true. Some of them you don't want to. But even that would make them even decide to buy or not. So the human touch, it's humans over houses, the hashtag, and that to me said everything.
Yeah, it really did. And, for our real estate friends that are watching, don't worry about all this stuff. Don't worry about Zillow or any of the other online people that are cropping up.
Right.
It doesn't matter what any of those people are doing. Well, I say we'll partner up with them before we'll consider them competition.
Absolutely. I just want to say hi to Zena and Kyle. And Sherry joins us too. That's nice.
That's really good. So
yeah.
I've got a good one. The basketball great Mark Eaton was one of the speakers.
His book.
And oh my God, this guy. So for those of you who have seen us in person, we're unusually tall people. I'm 6'4" and Pat is whatever height.
5'11".
You think I'd know that?
That's all right.
Yeah, I know what your birthday is, though, at least.
Okay, that's good.
So anyway.
When is it?
Hang on. I'm going to lose my line of thought here. So Mark Eaton is 7 feet 4 inches tall, wears a size 17 shoe. The guy is massive. And he gave the most powerful presentation I've seen in a long time. He kind of tied in his sports story and how he became a
basketball
world
player.
record holding sports guy.
Yeah.
Kind of weaved that into a way that everybody could relate to it. Even me, because I don't really follow basketball.
Right.
I was kind of embarrassed. I'd never heard of him, but evidently he's a super big deal. There's records that he holds that still stand to this day. So
he played for the Utah Jazz. He was number 53, and his jersey hangs in the stadium, I guess you'd call it.
They retired his number.
They retired his number.
All these great honors.
Yeah.
Which, I don't really, like I said, I don't follow basketball, so I don't really understand a lot of them. But from people I've talked with since we got back, like, oh my God, you met Mark Eaton? Oh.
He played for 12 years for the Utah Jazz.
The guy was awesome.
He was awesome.
But he brought up a couple of good business things that are really good for all of us. And the thing was, it's just so simple. What do people want?
Mm-hmm.
And what do they want from us? That's what we need to figure out, because a lot of times we're not in the business that we think we're in.
Right.
We're not in the house business. We don't build houses.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the business of helping people find a home and to help people sell their homes so they can move on to their next home. And that's the business we're in. We're in the business of making it easy for people to do what they want.
Right. Making the process easier for them.
Right. So, and also he brought up another point, and this is good for all of us that are in business for ourselves, is what is it that someone's putting me on the spot here. When is her birthday? It's July 2nd.
All right.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Now who's the master?
All right, Amy. Thank you for asking that question.
Yeah, thanks for.
Yes, and we did look short next to him.
Maximum
it was
stress.
Crazy.
And okay, so what could they not say no to? And that really got me thinking, because we take so much for granted, whatever our line of work is, that we do these things every day. It's not stressful for us because, like with us, we're doing real estate transactions every day. So it's not stressful for us, and it shouldn't be for us. But
we know the process.
We have to remember
right.
that this is a real big deal to the people that we're working with,
Yeah.
and make it as easy as possible,
Mhm.
and be as reassuring as possible. And if we want them to choose us, really give them the level of service that they could not possibly say no to.
That's right.
So that was a big deal to me.
Mhm.
And one other quick thing that I want to add on to that, he talked about teams. And of course, even if you're somebody that works on your own, you still have a team, whether you realize it or not, because there are other people involved. Like, let's say that I was just a single realtor, for example. Well, there's still mortgage people, there's still title people, there's still insurance, there's still inspectors. There's a whole slew of people involved
in the transaction.
that are involved, and that those people constitute a team.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And he mentioned that a lot of people misunderstand what the word team means. They think it's a group of people moving towards a common goal. And he said that's true, but more importantly, it's a group of people that are committed to each other and helping each other so that they can all get to where they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very thought-provoking for me, because we've always been very cognizant of treating our vendors like the important people that they are, because we couldn't survive without the people we work with.
That's true. And we have really good vendors that we know, like, and trust, as they say. I
really think that's vital.
And that's vital to the successful transaction and having a really good outcome.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's almost kind of a character thing, because most of the things that I know about business are the things my mom taught me when I was 4 years old. It's most of the really important things.
So I want to say hi to Rhiannon Weitzman. We love you. We met you at conference, and
she looks so cool.
She's very edgy looking. She looks awesome.
Yes.
Yes. And Chad, hi.
Hey, Chad, how you doing? Hey, you look good too, man.
We loved seeing our next homies. It was just
all right. So you got one?
Yes. So another keynote speaker was Simon T. Bailey.
Oh, I can't wait to read that book.
Oh my gosh. I just even just the forward is just amazing. In the future, you or your business will be paid for the moments you create and for the differences you make in the customer experience. That is on page 2 already, and I'm highlighting. So,
all right, that's going to be a good book.
This is going to be a great book. So it's about the spark. Do you have the spark in you? And so what does SPARK stand for?
Yeah, what does it stand for?
So the S is see everyone as a guest. So Simon Bailey worked at the Ritz, and he also worked at Disney. And if you know anything about customer service at either of those places, you will know exactly what I mean by customer service.
Ooh, when you're done, I've got something to add to that.
Yes. So that is see everyone as a guest. And I really liked that, because then you're going to treat them a little differently. So the P in Spark is personalize the experience. And we've had that ourselves, where we've been the recipients of having a personalized experience with like staying at the Ritz-Carlton. We had that. We just mentioned to the valet that something.
Oh, don't tell that yet, because I want to talk about that.
Oh, good. You're going to talk about that. Okay, good. The A is anticipate. So be mindful, be a competent observer. Look to see if there's anything you can anticipate down the road, or what's happening now, or anything. No matter where you are really in life, it's always good to anticipate and make sure that things are going good.
I always kind of feel like if somebody asks us a question, that it's a little bit of a fail on my part, because I'd like to answer all the questions before they're asked.
Yeah, that's true. Anticipating, that's true.
Yeah.
So the R is respond immediately. And as Realtors was supposed to be responding right away, making sure that we answer our phone. Chuck and I do that. But that's like a pet peeve of everyone out there, is that, Realtors don't answer their phones and don't call back, which we do. So, just keep that in mind. And then the K is keep them loyal throughout the transaction or whatever it is, and do acts of kindness along the way. So that is really, so that's Spark.
That was really good. And it tied in perfectly, because just as luck would have it, on the way out to Las Vegas, I was reading a book by the guy that started Ritz-Carlton. And I can't remember his last name now. Horst is his first name. He's a German guy.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, in this book, he talks about serving people. And did you know that at Ritz-Carlton, every single person that works there, from the guy mowing the yard on up to the general manager, they all have the authority to spend up to $2,000 on any guest to make them happy. And
wow,
we saw that personally.
We had that happen personally
because we were staying at a Ritz, and the guy that the valet, we were waiting for the car to come up, and the other valet was standing there, and he struck up a conversation with us. Mm-hmm. And he was asking us a bunch of questions, just having a general conversation. But what we didn't realize is he was looking for clues of anything that was wrong that they could correct.
Yeah.
And somehow he got out of us that one of the outlets in the bathroom wasn't working. He plugged the thing in and nothing. And so I didn't think anything of it, because our stay was unbelievably good, as you might imagine, with it being a Ritz-Carlton. But when we got back from wherever we went with our car, not only was that outlet fixed, there was a gift basket and a note, a handwritten note from whoever was in charge there. And I mean, it was unbelievable.
It was crazy.
And
it was like, wow.
It came back
it's just an outlet.
It came back to that guy who was trained. Now, the next day, just part of our stay there was we were there to talk to the folks at the Ritz, the management, and the marketing director explained to me how that whole thing works. She goes, well, that guy was trained to do that. That conversation wasn't just a fluke. He's trained to do that and ask you questions and see if there was anything that they could do better. And he had the authority to order that fixed, and he had the authority to order up to $2,000 to fix the problem.
Yeah. So our friend Veronica wrote, I knew complaining is a good thing. That's awesome.
And then when I was reading the book, there were a couple other stories that were phenomenal. There was one where there was a wedding at the Ritz-Carlton, and the couple was out on the beach, and one of them lost their wedding ring on the beach. And I mean, I can't imagine how stressful that would be.
Yeah.
So of course, the staff, everybody available, went out and started searching for the ring out on the beach. They came up with nothing. So after hours of searching, so 4 of the people went to the local sporting goods store. They bought 4 metal detectors and got a little more organized with their searching. They used that $2,000 budget that each of them have, bought the metal detectors, went out there, started searching, and the next morning at breakfast, the ring was on their table. And I thought, man, that's the kind of service I want to provide for my people. That's just amazing.
So now we're going to provide metal detectors to everyone so they can look for rings in their gardens.
Right. So some realtors give away free pizzas. We're giving away free metal detectors.
Free metal detectors.
Starting.
Searching in your yard. Search now.
Who knows what you'll find?
You never know. Anyway.
Maybe get a horseshoe. It's good luck.
So, so Spark is a book that I definitely recommend. And that's by Simon T. Bailey. And then the Mark Eaton book was The 4 Commitments of a Winning Team. So those are things that are good. And one thing that Simon Bailey said was, relationships are the currency of the future. I'm going to say that again. Relationships are the currency of the future. So, we're being bombarded with all these, discount brokerages and this and that. Relationships are the currency of the future, meaning the human interaction will never, ever go away. It's never going to go away. They may bring all these other things in to make the process maybe seamless, which it's not, even with those other things, or maybe even less expensive, which it's not. So to me, that says it all too.
Yeah, and it always has been. It's always really been about the relationship. I'm sure you've all heard the saying that people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And it's really the truth.
Yep. I want to say hi to Bonnie and Deanie Gardner, and Amy, wonderful. I'm glad you like that. So Simon said, create your moments that set you apart from others. And that was really something too.
Yeah, it
you know,
really
I was
does.
just looking through my notes. We took notes at conference, and you know, create the moments that do set you apart from other people, and make sure that you give that to all of your guests.
Right. And he also said that research has shown that decisions are made at 70% emotional and 30% is factual. And 70%, that's pretty strong. So we really need to focus on the people's emotions and really, it boils down to caring, doesn't it?
It does.
You can't fake that, though.
No, you can't fake that. So another thing that Simon did was, when we were at conference, he gave a little link to affirmations to shine at work. There are 52 affirmations. And so I started that today. And so day one is, I exceed expectations in everything I do. I'll show you guys. You can see that. So there's 52 of them. It didn't matter when I started. I didn't start January 1st, and that's fine. So it's all good. Tomorrow is going to be, I push myself to go the extra mile, not because I have to, but because I want to. So if anybody wants this, just message me, and I can hook you up with this.
Yeah, you can hook them up. And speaking of emotions, you don't know this yet, Pat, but on Haro, a writer was asking about dealing with couples who are divorcing, and specifically, as realtors, and since we kind of specialize in that sort of thing, I answered her that you really have to be careful of people's emotions. And
right.
When we're dealing with a transaction where the couple's divorcing, you really have two clients, and they're two separate clients that each have to be granted their own privacy, and each are going to have their own wants and needs in the transaction. So we always try to find out what each party's needs are, so we can address those and help them make really good decisions. Because there's two things that are really stressful. One of them is selling a house, the other thing is getting divorced, and they're doing both of them at the same time.
Right.
And I've never been through that myself, where I've been divorced before, and I remember what a terrible experience that was.
But not anything to do with the house.
But not also having to move out and sell the house and everything at the same time.
Sure.
So, that's a very emotional time. So that's going to be an interesting article. I hope that all the information I gave her helps her.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, I'm sure it was great.
I was glad that she asked.
Yeah. So we do specialize in divorces and deaths, because even in deaths, where someone has to then sell the house.
Yeah, and that tends to bring out the worst in people too.
It can bring out the worst or
when
the
there's
best. Because we've had both situations, actually.
Yeah.
And actually, out in Las Vegas, we met with one of the
that was
siblings.
awesome. I forgot about that.
One of the siblings of
a client who we had never met until now, a few years later.
Yeah. We had helped with her brother's death, which is an unfortunate accident he had in the house. And he just hit his head and then never woke up. So that was a really tragic way of passing. But we had lunch with them, or breakfast when we were out there. We had never met them before. And it was just like we were old friends. It was really great. And she, thanked us once again for all the hard work and patience that we showed her and her family. Because there was, I think, four siblings.
Four siblings.
Yeah.
And only one of them lived nearby. So and we've actually met all of them now. When we're out of town, if there's somebody we haven't met that we've worked with, we make a special point of trying to meet them, like with this lady. And I got to tell you, Pat, and when you're dealing with these kind of emotional situations where maybe there's a divorce or a death or somebody's health has changed, it's really a great opportunity to really develop very deep friendships, because people are dealing with some difficult things. And I know you feel the same way, where I really feel honored to be able to help them, and to that they'll trust us in a situation like that, which
happened with this family. And
Yeah.
we were very grateful that, we were able to meet up with them and, get to know them a little bit better too. So it was really a good breakfast, and we enjoyed meeting them, and it was wonderful. And
Yeah. So out of that tragedy, we got 4 lifetime friends out of it.
Yeah.
And, they got things taken care of, all the business of his estate taken care of that needed to be done. And, that's all great. Everybody got paid and blah, blah, blah. But we got some friends out of that.
That's correct. And once again, you go back to #HumansOverHouses.
Yep.
Same thing. If you guys are just joining on here, in the beginning, we talked about, some of the things that takeaways from our Realtors conference with NextHome that we went to last week. And one of the main things for me was #HumansOverHouses, because I really do believe it's relationships. It's just how you treat people, how kind you are. You'll sit and you'll listen. So it's just all of that makes it so much more special when the transaction is finished, not the relationship, but the transaction is finished, and they close on their house.
I just noticed our good friend Paige logged on.
Hey,
Paige, I'm so glad you logged on, because I have a client for you, and I'll remember to hook the two of you up.
So James Thomas is saying that 6:26 is this happening live? Yes, every Tuesday night, James, we do a Facebook Live on my page, and we talk about many things. We talked about real estate. We talked about our Realtors conference. We talked about
life,
love,
Volkswagens.
Volkswagens. Yeah.
Mostly real estate, because that's usually what's on our minds.
Sure.
We talk about a little bit of everything.
So we never talked about the plumbing disaster. We only have
the
3
plumbing
minutes.
disaster.
So
Okay.
it started yesterday.
Okay. Picture this if you can. We're here in the luxurious Vosburgh mansion. Flush the toilet.
Well, nothing was in it, but just.
Thank God. And something wasn't right.
No. So it backed up into the tub.
It was a nightmare.
And into all the toilets.
So we had more than 24 hours. We could not use any of the facilities here in the Vosburgh mansion.
Well, we used the shower in the other room, and that worked out fine.
Well, only because it was the shower and it was draining out in the yard.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a major plumbing issue here. Here in St. Petersburg, the older houses usually have cast iron plumbing lines. And even like from our property out to the street and go into the regular sewer, those are clay pipes that the city has in our neighborhood. So anyway, lo and behold, got clogged up. The plumber literally spent 2 days trying to clear that thing out.
We have a really good plumber. Like, I can call him.
It's fixed now, which,
it took him.
Ivan Petrov.
That's right.
He
used to belong to RGA, but he left many years ago.
Yeah,
but
he's still too busy for it.
He's still a trusted vendor that we like, and we give his name out because he doesn't stop until he finishes it, and he does a really good job. So
yeah, and he says he's going to be here at 8 a.m. He's here at 8 a.m. and he's on it until it's fixed. He's not cheap, but I got to tell you, the whole thing of trying to find somebody cheap is a false economy.
It is.
I'd rather pay somebody what they're worth. They come out here, they fix it, it's done, and they go home, and everybody's smiling.
So Veronica says that is a Russian name.
Yes, he is Russian.
Yes, he is actually from there, I think.
Yeah, Veronica, we do allow foreigners to work around the mansion here.
Veronica's from Ukraine.
Yeah, Veronica's from Ukraine, and our friend Ivan is just wonderful. He gets the job done.
He gets the job done.
He does not mess around.
Doesn't mess around. It's wonderful. So if anybody needs a really good plumber, and like I said, he's not cheap, but then so what? You pay for a cheap one, and then they have to come out again. It's like
So you get the cheap one, and then
money.
A few weeks later you have to get Ivan out here and pay twice.
Right. So now the other thing you wrote is that someone gave me the finger.
Oh. Tell us that story.
All right. So I'm at a light on Fifth Avenue by Tyrone. And I didn't bring one in with me, but I have these little rain ponchos that I keep in the back of my car, like in the little place back there. And I have them in all different colors. I have them in yellow and clear and blue. So it was starting to rain. So a guy was crossing the street, a young guy, and I beeped my horn. And put my window down and say, I have a rain poncho for you. Well, he proceeded to give me the finger, and then he yelled something under his breath, lady something or other. I don't know what he said. And off he went.
F you, old lady.
Yeah, right, probably. And so it's just interesting because I've given them out. I don't know how many people. I see people at bus stops. I give them out because they're waiting in the rain. Or if I know rain is going to come, I give them out. They're
Try to be nice.
You try to be nice and just be, like I said, just be kind to people. And, just the expression sometimes on people's faces is really priceless when I give them out. I mean, they're so grateful for just this little $1.50 thing or whatever, how much it costs. And anyway, so he was an ungrateful person that day. This was yesterday too, but it certainly isn't going to stop me from giving them out. And like I said, I keep them in the back of my car, and I don't even have to get out. I just put my hand back there, grab one, and put my window down and say, would you like, a rain poncho? So it's pretty cool. And I like doing it, and I'm not going to not do it. So.
Well, we're grateful people.
And Veronica wrote #gratitude. And that is so true. We are very grateful for everything that we have, and especially our health.
Yeah. So we've had some real tribulations lately, but we're very grateful. And we're grateful for you taking a look at this evening. I hope you got some entertainment and some enjoyment out of it. And maybe
does anyone have any questions?
Even learned anything. If you have questions, type them in. And of course, I would be a horrible salesman if I didn't mention that if you know somebody that's looking to move, we'd really like to talk with them. Yeah,
we'd love to. Or if they're looking for a house here, if they're moving from a different state, or they want to move to a different state, because we have 3,500 NextHomies now all over the country, including Hawaii and Alaska. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we know those people. We've met them at conference.
We know them personally.
We know them personally, and we can refer out, which is great, because then you know that you'll be treated. It's really interesting because at conference, someone said that to me, that they would have no qualms about referring to another NextHome agent in any state because of the vetting process that NextHome goes through.
Yeah, because we all have to live up to some standards.
Wow, let's see. We got some messages. So
okay, how about I read them to you?
Okay.
All right. This is from Laura. Laura says, I had a homeless guy take food that I gave him and throw it in the street, all the while screaming obscenities at me. Quite often, those folks aren't mentally well.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that's often the case, Laura, where people are suffering from mental illness. And I think a lot of times that's why they are homeless. And it's so unfortunate because, most mental illness is easily treated.
That's true. So Brian joined, and Lionel and Keith Rushman. We loved seeing you guys at conference. Keith, good to see you. So if you guys have any questions, I know that James said that he moved from his mobile home into a condo.
That's great. Congratulations.
I think we did know that. We saw that on Facebook maybe.
I didn't know that.
You didn't? Okay, yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's a great move.
That's really nice. I know you wanted to get away from there. So that's nice. Wonderful.
Very glad to hear that.
Yeah, so you guys can message us or call me. My number is 813-220-4898 if you want to talk about anything. If you need vendors' names down here. So, and Amy said she would be happy to refer to us, which is wonderful. Thank you, Amy.
And we're always looking for people to have coffee with or lunch or breakfast. So if you want to meet up, share a cup of coffee or whatever, and just chat, believe me, we're not looking to sell anything.
Nope.
We can't have too many friends.
Yeah. Keith said he loved meeting us, which we love meeting you too and seeing you.
Yes.
And, yep. So I'm still going to share my rain ponchos, Laura. Don't worry.
Oh, maybe get some more good stories.
I hope not. No, my stories are usually good. People are usually very thankful. And even if they just, it's kind of like a throwaway probably little thing. And it just, I see somebody on a bike even, I'll stop and say, you want a rain poncho. So I don't know, when you're out there, just
I
think of others.
I think it really shows your good character, Pat.
Thank you.
I'm embarrassed to admit, I never thought of keeping rain ponchos in my vehicle.
That doesn't matter.
Just in case you happen to see somebody that's fixing to get wet.
That's all right.
Yeah, when I saw that, because it was early on when we were dating.
That's true.
When I noticed that, and I was like, oh my God.
That's why he married me.
That's one of the reasons.
I know it is.
Because like, oh my God, this is a woman who actually thinks about other people and stocks her car with supplies to help people in the event that it's going to rain.
So Scott Harding,
amazing.
Scott Harding came down here. He's helping his son get a house down here. We're actually closing on April 9th. So Scott is from Maine, and he thought it was really funny. I don't know if he saw the rain ponchos, but he saw that I have a fire extinguisher in the back of my car, right in the back seat.
Now that was my idea.
You, because like you never know.
You never know what you're going to come across.
You come across a car that is on fire. It's only a little red one, maybe like that big, but you never know.
Mine's bigger.
Yeah, yours might be bigger, but you never know.
Well, I keep this might be helpful to people. I keep a fire extinguisher in my vehicle, a first aid kit, and a shovel.
Yeah, that's true.
And
some rope.
No,
Just
no
kidding.
rope, no duct tape. But no,
I'm just kidding.
No, you never know what you're going to come across. You know, somebody.
No, that's true.
Somebody might need some help.
No, that's true.
And I keep a tow strap, and because I've got a pickup truck, so you know, if you've got a pickup truck, you've always got friends.
That's true.
That's for sure.
So this went on a little bit longer than we usually do. We usually stop at 7:30, but we were just so excited. We had a lot to talk about. We were excited about our conference and just everything that we learned, and we're excited to read the books. So
every Tuesday night at 7:00 in the evening Eastern time on Pat's Facebook page, we're here live. So we hope y'all have a great evening, and if there's anything we can do to help any of you. Oh my God, Celeste, you just joined. You missed the best one ever.
Celeste, you'll have to go back and look at it.
This is the best show we ever did.
Probably.
Well, I don't know. Well, we'll let history say.
Yeah, you guys can decide for yourselves.
Well, Celeste, I'm sorry, we were just wrapping up, but you know what, Celeste, I will tell you this: we'd like to get together with you sometime because we really enjoy all your humor. So I'm going to hit you up.
And I love your mom's humor.
Yes. All right. Well, have a great evening, everybody.
Thanks, everyone, for joining tonight.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks. You guys
Bye-bye.
have a blessed night.